Hello and welcome everyone to this week's COT review. I'm Thomas from COTbase.com. Today we're going to have a look at the 34th COT report of this year. And as usual, we're going to start off with the changes in commercials positions. So here we go. We've got the Japanese yen with a 50% change in commercials positions. You can see it on the chart over here at 44, and large speculators 46, and small speculators. So as you can see on this 52 weeks range, these are huge changes. Of course, we're not surprised. It's the Japanese yen. It's a volatile market these days. So that's not surprising at all. You can see that we've already had a reaction from price. So this signal may have came a little bit late, so be careful. But opening a 5 years chart, we can have a look at the extreme situation. If we have any, you may see that we're moving away from bullish extreme levels, of course pretty significantly with this large COT change, but we're pretty far away from bearish levels, no question about that. In relative terms, we may talk about one, but I think that's all we can state here right now at the Japanese yen. Let's move on and have a look at the feeder cattle, where we have 41% change in commercials positions and 38 in large speculators. Again, huge change in the market, in traders positions. What's interesting to see again is only small speculators are taking the short side of the market. Both commercials and large speculators are net long at the moment. Of course, this in its own would suggest that we should be seeing prices going much higher from here. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of commercial participants are actually categorized into small speculators simply because they're not trading in that amount. So it's something you should be taking into consideration. Opening the 5 years chart, you may see that actually the small speculators are more correlating with commercials than with the large speculators. Again, indicating that there's a lot of commercials in small speculators. So, but other than that, we do not have a large extreme in the market. So it's really the change that may affect prices at the moment. The dollar index is our next market with 25% change in commercials position, 20 in large speculators. Again, larger changes. Again, we're not surprised. Seeing what's happening in indexes right now. This, of course, is a bullish COT change signal. Again, similarly to the Japanese yen, maybe coming a little bit late. 5 years chart, here we go. You can see how extreme this market is. And it's quite visible that we are moving away from bearish extreme levels. And as we do, there is a little bit of a decline in the past. Basically, well, since the beginning of this year, we have a little bit of decline in the dollar index. Moving on to large speculators, COT Extreme, we've got the Oats on top of a list with the 272 report extreme. In large speculators, you may see the extreme over here. Unquestionable bullish COT extreme at the moment. You may see the last time we had a significant bullish extreme was over here back in 2000 and early 2013, and as you may see, it was a significant, an effective signal pushing prices higher than we had one before here, and the one earlier over here. Again, all of these are effective signals in Oats. So we are expecting prices to react to this signal, and we're expecting them to go higher. Palladium is our next market with 160 report extreme in large speculators. The same extreme can be seen in commercials as well. Of course, it is a bullish COT extreme signal. And but looking at the chart, of course, we have to be pretty careful with any trade. This is a very volatile market at the moment. But anyhow, it is a bullish extreme. We've got small speculators net short, very pessimistic about the market, always a good sign upwards. So not a bad situation over here in Palladium. And last but not least, let's have a look at the euro, where we have a 57 report extreme in large speculators, a bit larger 60 report extreme in commercials. Of course, not huge extremes, just a relative extreme to talk about. Of course, in relative terms, it is a bearish COT extreme. But the wider picture shows us that we are actually moving away from a significant bullish COT Extreme level that has managed to push prices a little bit higher in euro. And of course, question is this trend going to be continuing? Well, COT wise, we may state that a large bearish COT signal may come once commercials are net short, large speculators are net long, and that's well, we still got about 100,000 contracts to get there, to get to those levels, and we're still not going to be reaching bearish COT Extreme levels yet. So from the COT report perspective, this means that we can have a little bit more of a rally coming soon in the euro market. Of course, again, purely COT analysis. You have to do your own technical and fundamental analysis as well to decide which way you want to trade. That is going to be all for this review. If you would like to have a look at other COT charts, you can do so at our COT charts page. If you would like to have a more in-depth and detailed COT analysis, then of course this page is the page you should be looking at, where you can of course look at other COT report types, the newer ones, the CIT, TIF, and disaggregated reports as well. You can look at futures and options data type, of course do your historical analysis on much older reports if you wish. So you can look at all markets and you can decide whether you want to look at the COT change signal on a 52 weeks time range or any other look back period that you choose. Of course, you can add the long-term trend function, the volume and open interest scores, and of course the COT index as well. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope to see you next weekend. Have a great weekend. Take care. Goodbye.